Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Richarlison has put pen to paper on a new long-term deal at Everton. He has signed a new contract which will keep him at Goodison Park until the summer of 2024. On signing the contract, Richarlison told Everton TV, "I intend to be here a long time. This was the club which gave me the opportunity to show my football. It was here I managed to get a place in the Brazil national team, and it was here I have scored lots of goals in the Premier League. The club trusts me and I trust them. The supporters have a lot of affection for me, and I try to give back all this affection as much as possible on the pitch. I go out and put my life on the line for them. I try to sweat blood and tears for the club. I intend to continue honouring the shirt and making the fans happy. I hope they continue singing my name. I just look to work really hard on a daily basis, and I want to score goals as my first objective is always to help the team. Then you think about your own scoring record and creating assists. Everybody at Everton needs to have in their minds that we need to aim high and win trophies. And we all think as players we can develop further and lift the cup, maybe even this season. We want to make the fans happy by winning trophies." He then went on to speak about Marco Silva and said, "My development and progress is clear for everyone to see, and Marco Silva has been part of that. He has my trust and the trust of the whole group. It's us on the pitch, and we are looking to help him as much as possible because Marco Silva is an excellent person. I need to continue focusing and being happy here, and I think I've made the right decision in extending my contract. Now it's time to continue the focus and to make the fans happy." So there you go, a big backing for Marco Silva from Richarlison there. Moving on, Marco Silva has done his pre-match press conference ahead of the Merseyside derby tomorrow night. Looked quite relaxed mood, really. He was asked, obviously, questions regarding his future. Was very bullish and said, doesn't look at the press yet, just concentrating on getting the job done. Was asked questions by Vinny O'Connor about his meetings with the board. Said that no one's given him any indication that, his job, he's not going to say it anyway, is he? But he's denied that they've said anything about him losing his job. And switched the focus purely to the game tomorrow night. Said it's his job to prepare for that. Within that, he gave the team news and said that Theo Walcott will be available for the trip to Anfield. He's done both sessions this week. He said that Fabian Delph and Seamus Coleman are both ruled out. But there was a report the other day that said Coleman was out for a month, but Marco Silva seemed to indicate that he was just ill. So, potentially Coleman will be back in the squad for Saturday's game against Chelsea at Goodison Park. Marco Silva did say that Everton will be going to Anfield for the win. He said that's how we play. Obviously with a plan, but we're going to go there and try and get the win and give something, for the fans, basically. Said that a win could really improve the confidence levels of the players. And said, 20 years is too long for Everton not to have won a game at Anfield. So we'll have to wait and see. I think, it'll be interesting to see what system he uses for the game, whether he'll try to do what he did on Sunday against Leicester and shut Liverpool out. It's going to take a big effort given the form Everton are in and the form Liverpool are in. But the manager seemed, quite bullish, like I said, right at the very start of that. Marco Silva was asked about the January transfer window, and he hinted that Everton would be looking to bring players in. Was asked by Vinny O'Connor, does the board, I suppose, or Marcel Brands need to take a bit of blame for not getting the players in for the way this season has gone? And he kind of shied away from that and said, we can't look back, but there was clearly factors in the summer, also in the performances in some games, and skirted around the issue, of course he did. But there is a report, a story in the Telegraph today that says that the Everton board blame themselves for not getting the manager a centre-back and a centre-forward in the August window. And maybe that's a reason why they've given Marco Silva a little bit longer, because they know that there is mitigating circumstances, I suppose, in why Everton are performing so poorly. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll have to wait and see if Marco Silva is the manager, of course. There's lots of stories again today that he will be sacked after the game tomorrow. Whether that's accurate or not, we don't know. What I would say is Everton lose the game, it'd be the 9th defeat in 15 matches, and that is a hell of a lot for a club that was supposedly be challenging for Europe this season. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But on the back of that, Marcelo Gallardo has been installed as the 5-6 on favourite to take the Everton job. The River Plate manager, who as a former player as well, capped over 40 times for Argentina, played for Paris Saint-Germain as well in Europe, has won Copa Libertadores and stuff like that as River Plate manager. Been a manager for 7 years now, 47-year-old, lots of experience. Been linked to the Barcelona job as well in the past, but he's been installed as the favourite now for the Everton job. It seems to have come out of nowhere. What I would say is that obviously Marcel Brands has got very strong links in South America, so that's the only plausible link I can see, to be honest, but we'll have to see what happens there. On the back of that, Spanish press are reporting that Diego Simeone could be potentially leaving Atletico Madrid after a poor start to the season for them. They currently lie in 6th position in La Liga, and they've said that a divorce could be on the cards, and I've also linked him to the Everton job. Everton being out without a manager, or soon to be without a manager, as they put it. I know that Farhad Moshiri is a big supporter, you know, a big fan of Diego Simeone, and Everton did inquire about him when we were in this situation 2 years ago. Again, very tenuous link, but a link nonetheless there. So again, it's a watch this space, isn't it? It's all, one thing's for sure, this just seems like it's going to be the narrative every 3 or 4 days, who's going to replace him. And it seems that we just go from game to game with it. And that's no good for fans, it's no good for the manager, and it's no good for the players. So something probably needs to be done one way or the other, maybe, to try to put an end to this constant speculation, because it isn't helping anyone at the minute. And finally, Everton under-23s were in action last night against Watford in the Premier League Cup. They won 3-0, 2 goals from Anthony Evans and a Matty Folds goal as well. Anthony Evans scored a lovely free kick to make it 3-0. Good win for David Undre's men at Hague Avenue, and Everton march on in that. And that is it for the Everton News Daily. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and get over and join us over on Patreon as well. See you later.